Right. Welcome back. It is the R.S.B. Real Sports Brothers, episode 14. We are here. It is called the Showdown. This will be a gentler showdown. We're anticipating a little more coverage of the Broncos side of what's going on in the AFC, but we still decided that, it's still going to be like a Broncos Pats sort of AFC situation. So that is a showdown. What's going down in the NBA? The Lakers finally took a loss. The Knicks are surging. So there's a showdown going down in the Eastern and the Western Conference, and with KU. There is a showdown with will the freshman phenom be able to play? So we are going to start off with the NFL. The Chiefs lost a tough one over Thanksgiving to the Cowboys, who are another team who is surging, playing well. Um, it was very disappointing. I don't, for me personally, guys, real quick, the refing really didn't matter that much to me. There was some ticky tack, but I didn't find it egregious. Did either of you guys feel like it really swayed that game?
Nah, I think the results were going to be what they were going to be, minus those calls or not. So it offensively, we didn't look well, and we know about the defense and those slants. So, um,
Okay.
nah, I
Yeah.
don't. I agree with your take on that.
Okay. Um, Real quick, for me, we'll go Chiefs first, and then we'll get over into what the playoffs are looking like and the possibilities, including boom the Super Bowl projections. Um, Real quick for me, and as I go, if you got anything, throw it in. I mean, pause. The first thing right away was the same problem I've seen all year, third down, and I knew this was really going to be a tough game because of the offense they possess. The Chiefs have already showed consistently we can stop the run for the most part. If you can get us, will be the pass, but it's the coverage is usually holds up because the pass rush is not there. Um, I I was hoping that they wouldn't really get McDuffie as bad as they did. I knew the left side was going to be in trouble, but once that McDuffie was not outmatched, but had an equal as far as talent against him, and that there was nobody was going to be able to get stops. It just opened up Dallas's offense so much more because it was like whenever they wanted to, you throw to CD. If the coverage was good enough, then Pickens was definitely going to have the other corner beat. And then deep down, if they wanted to keep Ferguson involved, they just wait till the matchup is against Bolton, and it just wasn't going to be there. There was not going to be consistent stops. We've kind of had problems with that lately, going down the stretch. Even though our defense is deceptively good on paper, um, the offense, same rules apply. I knew if we couldn't manufacture running rushing attempts with us, it is not the end game. Nobody really likes what Pacheco looks like running the ball. And Hunt only looks well because he's got good vision and his body at times wants to try to get stuff done. But in the end, the dude's only got about 10 to 15 carries before his engines is going to be out. So he's got to have, I feel like perfect for us is 20 to 25 carries from a running back, and then it opens up everything else because, as Cy pointed out at the beginning of this, around week 6 or 7, those receivers aren't necessarily man beaters. Oh, man, that's crazy. uh, Rice is going to run the underneath routes, which he is nice with it, and he's got really good hands, and he can get separation on underneath routes. But Worthy doesn't have the physicality in his route running to be that true flyer that's going to open it up. They won't use Thornton to do things. I mean, they said this week this offense is going to look a lot different. I really don't see how this week it is, because this pass rush that we're going to see this week
Somebody
without
might get hurt.
without
Somebody
somebody,
might get hurt.
left tackle's already out. The right tackle might not play either. So like I said, I was really hoping we could win that game, but I had already hit in my head that we could definitely lose that game. This one, I trust our defense better against this team. I don't think they. Collins is nice, but I don't think they have that type of team that's that's damned if you do all over the field. I don't feel that way. I feel like this is a decent matchup, except for the pass rush, which could change everything. But I think we can stay with. I don't think Houston's going to put up 31 points. Bottom line.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so for last week's game, I think Dallas ran the ball well also, right? So,
Yeah, they did.
it wasn't like just an explosion of big plays, but I mean, they ran it well for 3, 4, 5 yards and just kept it manageable to where Dallas had every option available to them. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Hmm.
Um, for a short slant. You know what I mean? But on the ones where the Chiefs did stop it, they couldn't get off the field on third down. You know what I'm saying? Even long plays, Dallas was just picking them up, man. I mean, the tight end was hurting them. It was just a bad matchup altogether. Um, Offensively, yeah, it makes you think about the future. Like, man, do you need a bigger possession receiver? You know what I mean? You used to get away with it because you had Kelce, but in his age, he's not that anymore. But you need a big physical presence. You know what I
He
mean?
dropped a couple too. He's been like all year. He's been dropping them too.
He
So
dropped.
I,
He
it's,
jumped.
it's about that
I
time.
was about to say something crazy too. He juggles. He juggles his opportunities sometimes. You know what I mean? So that was just they keep these games so close. It makes you think, man, they're not that far away. But it's just a reverse of how they've been winning the last couple years, coming back to home. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We found a way to win all these games. We block a kick or somebody miss a kick or something would happen. Now all those things are happening to them. And the blitz used to bail them out. That's not working anymore.
Mhm.
Uh, they're just holding on. You know what I mean? But these things happen. You see it happen. It happened in New England, and you got to take that year off. And sometimes it humbles you, and you come back on your revenge tour. You just never know. I mean, but yeah, that Dallas game, they needed that one. And now they're in a position where you have to beat Houston. You got to beat all these teams. And this is the worst defense to try to get right against. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hmm.
You just hope
Yeah.
you don't have some pick sixes in there somewhere because Mahomes is trying to do too much because he's running. I think you're going to get a lot of screens this game, though.
I that might it better be a middle screen. I think if you're gonna try to the way Mahomes is gonna play and possibly be under duress, that's gonna be one of them superstar. You done threw it right to this dude who can jump, really high.
Yeah, yeah. You
I
don't want to
thought
do
that I
it.
did. My initial thought was screen to slow him down, but man, Dan. First off, Hunter is a vet.
Yeah,
I was expecting this is him to start slowing down, but he's reinvigorated with the running mate. So I mean, I don't trust trying to throw screens except for middle
Mm,
screens. I
mm.
think
yeah. Will
outside
Anderson.
screens, at least one of them's gonna be bad.
You want to stay away from Will Anderson? You want
Yeah.
to?
That's what I'm saying. It's a damned if you do. They meet you at
It's
the quarterback. I think what are they? I think they're 11-12 or 12-13. Like they're right there hand in hand. One gets you or the
mhm.
other does. They just alternate sacks.
Yeah,
But
uh,
I do have one addition on that running game. Once again, nah. When I watched that game live, I didn't feel like their running game was doing it. Did they? Yes, like you said, if you have your main back, his longest run was 11 yards. He
yeah,
had 17 carries for 59. No, 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 no. That ain't popping. That's three and a half a yard. But Malik Davis popped a 43 yarder. So that gives you that. Then you have Turpin, who had a 25 yarder. Both of those ended up with 47 and 33 yards, respectively. So, yes, technically, two big runs gave us the 137 yards with a 5.3 yard average, which, if I say technically, yes, those 26 carries is what got me, that's not what I saw watching the game. I saw Javonte Williams trying to run the ball, and I saw him not stifled and awful, but ineffective. What I
Right.
did see consistently was, like you had noted, yeah, third down, anything goes right now with the Chiefs. I think I saw somebody had the stat up. We're like 30th. So yeah, right now, and I saw that. Like I said, we all watched the game. You can pause, feel stuff, and I felt for sure if first and second down, I feel good because you think you can run on the Chiefs, but you can't. And so then on second down, you was like, oh, let me throw a simple pass. Well, if you don't have that type of roster, once again, our secondary is okay. It's just got to be a matchup thing. But third down, I don't know why. It's like they know where the blitz is coming. They find the blitz. They say, oh, he's gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they know they can't get to us. They ain't got a four-man rush no more. So he's got to blitz. You just got to have a smart enough quarterback that knows where to throw the pass, and it's a first down.
Mhm.
And third and long is just stifling to me because then they don't blitz like, oh, we can't blitz because it's third and 14, which makes sense. But now he's just back there just all day. My
Right.
your Chiefs game?
Um, I'm a you guys' takes were. I'm gonna swing it a different way. I'm gonna go and pay attention to some of the staffing. And I mean by that I mean the play calls that are coming in, defense and offense. Start with the defense first. It's in Spags we trust until you see something that happened last week where on third down we just could not get off the field. They knew the blitz was coming. They know it's coming, and like you said, they had a smart enough quarterback to know where that blitz is coming from, or hey, it's coming from here. I got it. Oh wait, or we're gonna check it down real quick. We're gonna get this quick slant right out. My beef with the staffing is that okay, you've seen this. How many times in a row are they gonna see? We see that they picking up the blitz.
Uh-huh.
How many times are they gonna see that? Oh, okay, we can get this down the field real quick. They can't hold your safeties are busted. We your corners are getting beat. So it's adjustments like that, that we're not that the whole season we haven't been able to overcome. Um, and I think that's a lot of that goes on the staff as much as it does the players, but it goes hand in hand. Offensively, and maybe y'all can help me out. I think we said something about it in our chat. The calls come in to Pat Mahomes, so it's not he. We're going to take if it's other quarterbacks and the quarterbacks in their seventh year and in the progression and where they're at and maturity level that they're at. We're going to say that at this time, we're going to say Brady was like, nah, that play ain't gonna work. Check, we gonna can. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do that. We're able to do that. Do you guys feel that Pat Mahomes is that kind of quarterback where he can check out of that play and do it, or is he allowed to do that? Because it doesn't look like he doesn't get out of a play, or what the play call on the field is what it is. And does he trust Andy that much to that this play is going to work, or is it the personnel thing? What do you guys think about that? I'm just curious.
Real quick for me, yeah, when we talked about this several episodes back, I wasn't really paying attention to that, at the time, noticing, which quarterbacks do and which don't. We know, because of infamous, certain quarterbacks do it, and then others, it's more subtle or how they do it. You're right, there is not specifically when I noticed a call, because it's got to be some kind of call difference than your cadence is what we're
Yep,
listening for. And so
I'm
you're
listening
right.
for it. Yeah.
I don't even know where to start as to why, but except for, in my opinion, no, it doesn't seem like Mahomes does change plays for certain, or even routes to that standpoint, except for him and Kelsey having some sort of connection, whether they know have a little
Hmm.
subtleties that they do with each other, or they have their own sort of, he just knows what Pat's looking and how he's rolling and where he needs to do. Like a lot of vets know how to sit down in zones, etc. But yeah, to that for me, yeah, I don't know why he doesn't, but no, I don't feel like he does.
Nah, like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, they were groomed for that. Peyton Manning that first year, what do you have, like 28 interceptions or something? Since day one, they were kind of giving him control of the offense to be able to kind of run that. And then 2, 3 years down the road, he started to perfect it. Tom Brady, having Bill Belichick as his head coach, a defensive coach, Brady, he trusted him. Belichick trusted Brady to just run. You kind of run the offense with the coordinator, but Brady had control of it. You know what I'm saying? And Mahomes has an offensive mind who runs that team. He's never been given that control, and I don't even know if he, it might sound bad. I don't even know if he'd be prepared to take on a role like that at this point.
That's
When
what I'm looking for. Like
those guys were doing it early, and then when they hit 29, 30, they were already, hey, I've been doing it for 7 years now. Now it's like I know like the back of my hand.
You're
You
right.
yeah,
know,
Because when to give credence to what you're saying, when Peyton went to Denver and when Tom went to Tampa, they said running their offense, not just their style. Yes, with Tom it was more of, yes, you're working with Culpepper at the time, not Culpepper, but you know what I'm talking about, dude from Marshall.
yep,
You're working with
oh yeah,
him, and you just said, oh, I'll run your offense with my variations, in the sense of I want motion. So
yep.
he was letting him run his deal. Man, I can see him, I can't say his name, but
Leftwich, Byron
Leftwich,
Leftwich.
yeah, Byron Leftwich.
yeah,
Yeah. I'll run your version of my offense. Just get me motion and stuff like that. And with Peyton, yes, he straight up said, yeah, this is me and old boy, that old dude's offense. You gonna run this stuff. So yes, I do understand that. And with Pat, it's always been, well, he's a genius. It does sound like I hear that more out of him. And they also do talk in the mini camps. I remember that in the beginning of the last couple seasons. That's where he lets them, I'll let y'all get out couple plays. We'll work on y'all's plays, in the preseason and all that. And the handful I like between him and Kelce, I will pocket them. And throughout the year, because they always talk about it when they do run the play and they say, yeah, that's Pat's play. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying? So I think a little of that, I think all of that for me is a mix. No, he does not. Yes, he was built to trust Andy. Andy and Saunders and them. They taught me how to do this stuff. My mixing in my style, running plays for me. Then
mm,
also the personnel did change. Technically, this is the first year with all those guys, so he can have all the, Omaha. They might not even know it,
right.
because he didn't have that, So
yeah,
I think all that goes hand in hand, but I think it's more the Andy Reid thing. Andy Reid don't play that stuff. You run my offense. I'll do the stuff you like, but we
Right.
run my offense.
yeah,
And plus,
okay,
you would hear those stories about Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, like those receivers from Edelman, all them dudes be like, man, I spent a month with Brady in California this summer, outside of OTAs and all that,
yeah,
because
yeah,
they had to know his offense, bro.
Hmm.
It was his stuff. And you
Yeah.
know what Peyton Manning was doing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, Pat, with him coming in year two, Andy had him right at the Super Bowl, basically, right? Or
Hmm.
challenge Brady. He he had to trust because he
Hmm.
wasn't doing nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
mm,
we've had this track record of, man, I've just listened to Andy, but I don't think he was the type of quarterback that was like that anyway. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Hmm.
Who's, man, I know every play, I know every defense. I can get up to the line without a call
Yeah.
and tell call to play. You know what I'm saying?
And
yeah,
now he's a family man, so it doesn't even. And his
it, that,
hunger is going to
yeah, and that's
dictate.
Yeah.
yeah, that's another thing. I don't think I don't. I'm not gonna say it's not. It's too late for him to do that. It's just not in him to do it. I don't believe it'll ever be in him to take that type of that play with that style. Like I can run up to the line without a play and call a play. I just don't think they'll call a timeout and get a play in before he does that, and
Not with
they've done
Andy.
it in all season.
Not with
Yeah, that's
Andy.
yeah. Not with Andy. No, not with
Yeah.
Andy. No.
No.
Yeah. I now I could see now if once again if he's hungry to challenge Tom Close and family matters now because remember he's already going to have all the money. So if he really wants to play for 15 years and more, if Andy's ready to go in a year or two, depending on who's coming there, you kind of if Pat's able to do some of these next couple of years, you're gonna kind of walk in feeling like, hey, you I'm here. I do have this offensive mind, but we gonna do what you want. I think he will have to bow down to him depending on because his status. But
Right.
now
Hmm.
if the next 2 years, even with Andy, he's playing like the fifth best quarterback in the league, third or fourth best quarterback in the league, he might not have that cachet, so to speak, that, the next big hot thing, if he's got lineage and all that come in, be like, yeah, you a great robot. You can do that fancy stuff, but this is my offense.
Yeah.
Because
I,
we all because we agree you ain't that dude.
I think the last 2 years he's been kind of not middle of the pack, but five, six, seven. You know what I'm saying? Quarterback, and it's just the defense has been making it a complete team, or they can win these games. But
Six
I,
seven is crazy.
huh?
6'7" is crazy. But go ahead.
When you look at the numbers and what's been going on,
I watch the games.
hey, all I know is the last 2 years, it's been some quarterbacks doing some things.
Hmm.
I mean, that places him. You got Lamar, Matt Stafford, Josh Allen. That's three right there,
Yep.
right?
And how many years has this been going on?
I said the last 2 years.
2 years. Who was in the Super Bowl from the AFC the last 2 years?
That defense and Pat.
No.
I see what
Hey,
you're doing.
hey. It was like you was prepared for that. I give it to you. That is true.
What has
But in the
changed?
end, you said in
What
Pat.
what has changed in the last 3 years that makes them look bad? The defense.
Yes. Defense
If the
matters.
so without the defense,
Mhm.
you're just a guy putting up numbers,
Well,
right?
defense wins championships, so yes.
You see what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
could say, man, Jared Goff was putting up crazy numbers. The defense was giving up buckets. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If if he had the Chiefs defense, maybe he would have been in the last two Super Bowls. You know what I'm
You
saying?
can say, oh,
You
I
see
mean,
what I'm saying?
if you see, and we're not going to do that, but actually, we can have a quick showdown. Real quick, go ahead and name these. We're going to make him seven for you. Go ahead and name them six that you feel when you watch the games they are better than Patrick Mahomes
Here we
So
go. Here we
you're
go.
saying you're saying because I said the last 2 years, right? I didn't say better than him. I'm saying the numbers where his numbers
statistically.
put him in that bunch of guys.
No problem. No problem with that.
So that
Statistically,
bunch of
yes.
guys, you got Stafford, you got Josh Allen, you got Lamar in those last 3 years, right? The last two
Yeah.
MVPs are Lamar and Josh, right?
Yeah.
So okay, because I'm on the spot, you got to give me a second to think about these teams and these quarterbacks.
No, you got Goff. You got Bengals.
You
He
got you got yeah.
Yeah,
You missing out
statistically,
some big names.
no, I'm with you. I'm with you. Numbers wise, yes, people have been with me.
All I'm saying is, if you erase the games where, oh man, the defense got a pick at the end, oh the defense blocked the kick at the end, for all these teams, he wouldn't have been in those last two Super Bowls. It was
I don't know
the
that because I
the
can't do
Chiefs
that to those
defense.
teams.
The Chiefs defense was top notch. If you
It wasn't
put,
number one. It was
but if you
it was
but
top 10.
it was better than other top quarterbacks had at defense. You see what I'm saying?
I got you. I don't
Josh
think
Allen didn't have that defense. Joe, Joe Burrow ain't had that defense. Um, Only one that's had that defense is Jalen Hurts. Lamar,
the
you know what I mean?
Ravens and the Ravens
Lamar's
defense was
had it
good.
at times. Lamar's had it at times.
Yeah.
At times, it comes and
Yeah.
goes. It
Yeah.
comes and
Yeah.
goes. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But no other top quarterback and coach have a defense like that. That's the beauty of the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? That
Well, let's take this. Let's take this. Okay, I'm with you to a point. All right, they got top 10 defense, and as Chiefs fans, we kept saying that when we had 15 to 20, We all kept saying, man, defense letting us down, defense letting us down, defense letting us down. Cool. We got top 10 defense. Well, then we lost our superstars. So there's nobody who thought when we lost Hill and them that with Juju and Kelce and MVS that Pat was going to be able to do what he did. So,
Bro, but see, I go back to Andy Reid's. We just got back to saying that's Andy Reid's offense.
but
That
talent
ain't
still matters.
talent. They got talent now. They
You're true. That's my
you get
point.
what I'm saying?
So if the talent is better now than 2 years ago when we won with the Juju and Super Bowl, then like I said, technically the defense is number 9. Top
Right,
10
but
defense.
when you go in 2 years ago's defense, when you go into a game and you know you're not running at all on the Chiefs,
You're
and we
still not running on the Chiefs. We
and
have
we're
a
gonna
top 5 run defense.
no, and we're gonna lock you down because you did have Snead, you did have a safety,
It's
you
true.
did have McDuffie coming up, you
Yeah.
could cover everywhere.
Yes.
Now teams are getting way you feel a comfort on offense
Yeah.
that man, we're not giving up more than 17 points. All I need is three and a half, 4 scoring drives, and I'm good. Remember they went through that stretch where they didn't score 30 points for like a season or some shit,
That I agree, but so
and
that's what I'm saying.
winning
I'm
every
missing the
game.
shootouts. So now, like I'm saying, it's a flat tire on the offense because of. I mean, Pat is at the helm and Andy Reid. That's fine. That's I don't know what to do with that, but I'm just saying the defense is still number 9. I
Right,
know when we're watching it, we agree, and I just say I'm not going to take away what I'm seeing on third downs. And yes, the stats even show we are 30th on third down. But that means, like I said, I'm still leaning on the offense because we are stopping you. We are stopping the
right,
run. What's happening is, like I said, the offense ain't doing enough. I
right.
Back to what you said about what we need. I don't think we need a big. I don't think we need a big like AJ Brown. I don't think we need that. I am fine with everything we have except a running back. I
They
think
need something over the middle because Kelsey's not going to be able to give them the intermediate stuff anymore. You
we've got
need
enough. I think
over
they
the
can mess
middle.
around with Hollywood. I think Rice lives in the middle. If the other tight end ends up being the number one next year, he's going to be in the middle. I think a run. If you had a top 10 running back, like we don't have a top 10 running back, we could
But
take.
you got to remember Kelsey's value though, as far as being a really good receiver, a top tight end ever.
Mhm,
On top of I can be a blocker.
mhm,
So his value to that offense as he diminishes is showing because I'm your intermediate guy with my little, hip shakes and all that,
mhm,
but I block. So we can still have a run formation and you can still find me. They're gonna have to replace that. You can't go 5 wide and just think you can't undervalue Kelsey's ability to be run block.
mhm.
That's the beauty of Kelce and Kittle. Bro, I'm run block and I can stand. You don't know if we're passing or running if I'm
Mhm.
in the game.
But
You're gonna have that intermediate.
let's say we don't have Casey. Let's say it's Noah Gray, right? And
Right.
and and all the receivers are receivers. And then I give you Taylor, Cook, Eshan, Gibbs, Bijan, or Williams. We'll stop there because I don't like Derrick Henry, Rico Dowdell, Karen Williams. If I give you one of them, you don't think the offense looks different? That you can
I
turn
think
around and
I think it looks different, but now I don't have to have two dedicated to a tight end no more. But that changes how defenses can play you. The
because now you got to
problem,
have a safety in the box, though.
Eh,
not just for the running game. The Kelsey is a problem, a defensive match problem. Because
Mark,
you
go
know
ahead. You don't agree as well. Go ahead. So, like I said, each one of those backs, if I stopped at Bijan, nobody under there has under a 5 yard average, right? And we can say what we want about the offensive lines, but even if we say they have good offensive lines, I named 6 guys, so that's 6 different offensive lines. They can't just be 1 through 6. And when I get to even Gibbs, he's averaging 5.8. Now I know the Lions have a good offense. He's averaging damn near 6. So I'm saying you're gonna have a back there averaging 5 yards a pop, and you don't care.
See, but you're saying he's going to average 5 yards a pop, but you're saying if we don't have Kelce, now you're taking him out of the run game.
Yeah,
Now you got
If they
now you got
if
to
they
add extra
felt if
players.
I
if
bet
they
Noah Gray. You don't think Noah Gray can block?
I don't think he can do what Kel. I don't think
nah, I don't
he's
think he can
not the
block.
threat.
I don't
If he,
I don't I he to
he's
me
not
he's
the
not
threat,
a if he was that much of a threat, he would be featured in the offense
he
more.
would
And I
be.
don't know who's calling that. If it's Pat Mahomes saying, "Nah, I need my boy in there. I trust him." But if he was that much of a threat, you couldn't deny him on the field. You
There's no
couldn't.
Hall of Fame. No Hall of Fame offensive players don't get shine.
I just think
No, no,
when
no, no. I'm
Kel-
asking you real quick. Hold on. We got to address that. What Hall of, because he's not done. What
right,
Hall of Fame players don't get shine? I'm just telling you, you can't do that. There's Noah Gray caught 40 passes last year as the clear backup. You're telling me that y'all, and I'm with this. I know what Kelsey was when he first started. So I understand, I remember, like I said, Von Miller used to literally one arm throw that dude around. It was hilarious. I didn't even understand how it was possible. So yes, in the run game, he was bad. He ain't Darnell Jackson. He is not Kittle. That's the only reason why they kept saying that Kittle's better than him because
right.
Kittle ain't got wiggle, but they feel like Kittle's fast as him and he
I
catch the ball.
Yeah, I'm one that
He
thinks the
he
same.
don't look like when I see George Kittle blocking, that is an offensive lineman.
Yeah,
When I see Travis Kelce, that's a tight end who can block. I don't find him a special blocker. I do not find him an extra offensive lineman for my vision.
but his threat of him
Yeah,
being a
he's
threat,
saying the threat of him after the block. He can block and still become a threat later.
and
I'm
we
Like
fine
you
with that. No,
always gotta, you always have to know where he is. And when they don't, it's exposed because damn, how you lose Kelce?
but
it's
do you
never
know
clear.
you're saying that because his name is Travis Kelce. Noah Gray is faster. That's fact.
Right,
I'm just saying he's faster. So
he is,
what?
but he's
So I
not.
don't. I don't agree with that. I mean, I'm okay with you guys being that. I just don't see when I visually watch the game. First off, when I'm watching Kelsey, he is not an extra offense. He's just a nice blocker. So if I just dedicate to Noah, they're comparable to me. Now, as after that, yes, I believe that Kelsey, with all his nuances and his body control, yes, he is a better pass catcher than Noah Gray. No question to me. So yes, I am taking a top five tight end. I still think Noah Gray is a top 10 tight end. Therefore, I'm taking away little subtleties for me that we're not mentioning Rice. We're not mentioning Worthy. We're not mentioning Thornton. We're not mentioning Hollywood, and we're not mentioning that I added a top 10 back. That's where I think is getting muddled. That Kelsey is
Right.
better than a top 10 back. You're talking about a dude who could retire any day. I don't even understand how that makes sense.
I'm just
Is
saying.
Brees
I'm
Hall a
just
top
saying
10 back?
it changes.
No,
Is
It
Brees
Brees
Hall
Hall's
has
not a
top
top
10
10 back?
ability. Brees Hall has top 10 ability, but Brees Hall right now, statistically,
Do you think
is
he would have
12.
became a top 10 back placed on the Chiefs?
Yes.
Yes,
Then
because his
why didn't they get
versatility
if they
alone.
if they believe the back would make that much of a difference on their offense, why didn't they go get him?
We already discussed that because they had moved up to wanting to shake them down for a second round pick.
The fourth and the third and the pick,
That's
you
a
they needed
GM
help
question.
now.
Because wait, hold on. Cy, you agree that you like him, that he's a good back, right? He's better than what we got,
Brees,
right?
we talking about Brees?
Brees.
I
Yeah.
love Brees.
So that's what I'm
I
Yeah.
saying.
think
So
he's a
that's a
good back.
GM question because we would all put Brees Hall on this team, right?
Right. But
Yeah.
I
Would you
think
do it
what
for a third round pick, Si? You just
I
because
think
you're
what
not
the
a Chiefs fan like that. So as a
no,
GM,
I would have gave up a freaking second for him.
so like I
But
said, we're all in agreement.
I think you're overvaluing the receivers. That's what the Chiefs have done. We don't need them because our receivers, we got this receiving core. You keep saying
That's what
take
I was
away
getting at.
Travis and put
That's
in a
what I
top
was
10
getting
back,
at. Like, if
bro.
they
You got
believed
a
in
lot
a
of
back
middle.
so much, why wouldn't they go get the back?
I didn't say they believe like what the running game and a specific back is not the question. What I'm saying is this: if you go look at the games and you look at just we just talked about it just a game ago. When we get 20 plus carries to the running backs, they're usually productive because we are running a tandem. They were getting about 40 yards apiece. Pat was doing his thing. We were over 100 yards. We were winning the game. That's ball control. That's all the things you said. We didn't have that for the last two games. If you remember, Pacheco just came back. I only think he got about 5 carries, 3 carries. That was not helping out. So when I went to it, I'm sitting here and I said, for the last thing, that that is the key to winning. Kareem Hunt had 14 carries for 60 yards, was a 4 yard average. Pacheco had 3 carries for 16 yards. There is no help. Therefore, we couldn't lean. We remember the defense. I'm not arguing about the defense. The defense was struggling. What helps that? Time possession, running the ball effectively. We clearly can run the ball 5.2 yard average, just like I had to do with Dallas. It accumulates. So you put Brees Hall in there, an effective back who you don't have to take out on third down. How that does not matter when Kareem Hunt had 1 catch and Pacheco had 2 catches for
So
a combined
when
30 yards.
when I was saying even before they had a chance at Brees Hall, man, he needs that running back. It wasn't even necessarily for the run game. It's for the pass game, for the simple fact of Kelce not being able to run the intermediate anymore.
Okay.
And you might think it's you need that running back option at 5-6 yard out of the backfield, and he can create because that's so important in Andy Reid's offense. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you lose Kelce and you replace him with that back,
Yeah.
it's gonna be different, but almost the same because you lost that weapon. They should have did it this year while you still have Kelce, and teams still respect Kelce enough to double him, and you bring that dude out. Now your receivers have room. I think the receivers here are overrated. I think they're gonna have to replace that tight end position and get a back. Like you saying, we can add a top 10 back even if we lose Kelce and our receivers, we're gonna be this. I don't put that much weight on the receivers. I just think you're gonna get worse because you'll have a better back and a lesser tight end with the same receivers. That's why I'm saying they need a physical possession type guy. You don't have anybody who, man, if we gotta run a slant, if we need 4 yards and we know it's gonna be man coverage against Philly, can
Mhm.
you out somebody and catch that ball and get those 4 yards? No. I need to scheme something up where everybody's running past each other. And if everybody gets hit, Kelce's our only guy who can do it. Even Noah Gray can't do that. Kelce's still their physical threat in this offense.
Mhm.
Juju is who they go to next for that.
Mhm.
And he's gonna be gone.
You didn't even mention Juju.
They
I
need
don't
a
want to mention
physical,
Juju.
they need, but they
But
still use him.
he's
They still use him as a tight end position because they need somebody who can physically go in and get 4 or 5 yards and get a first down, not the cute receivers who can just run. Even Rice, he's bigger than other two, but he still ain't a possession receiver.
All right. Well, here's the deal. We could keep doing this for we're 40 minutes in. I'm winning this argument because here's the deal. I explain this.
we're
Explains
gonna let
this.
the chat
Explain this.
decide.
Explain Trash and Stinkston. Explain that. That's Andy Reid.
True. Okay,
Who's this tight end?
let me hold on. I'll put I'll put it in my team's terms because I see it with them too. The 49ers have a top 10 back.
Yeah.
Kittle got hurt,
Mhm.
everything different. We had to use McCaffrey to catch 12 balls out of the backfield because
Question.
there was no threat. Even though that tight end they had, he was catching touchdowns, bro. They brought in another tight end. He was catching touchdowns, but there was no respect on that tight end position,
Mhm.
and they just crowded. You know what I mean? And those
Question,
receivers.
Niners fan. You take your receivers over the Chiefs? You lie and tell me that.
Do I take the Niners receivers over the Chiefs?
Yeah.
The
As they
full
stand
ball.
today, as they stand today, what rolls out there week after week, that's better than the receivers that we got. You shouldn't be thinking about this. Name your second receiver. You
What
can't.
you mean?
Who? Ricky Pearsall?
Yeah.
Man, come
Do you know who?
on.
Do you know? Do you
Stop.
know who? Do you know? Name the three receivers for the Niners.
Uh, you got you got Philin who just got paid. You got Ricky Pearsall, and that's it.
No, name me.
No, I mean they
There's
literally have another one. But I'm saying he's you don't
You mean
have
Jennings?
receivers. You don't have receivers of note. You do not have receivers. No, why? All right, yeah, Jawan Jennings, Kendrick Bourne.
Bro,
Oh,
they're
that's not. No, no, no. Kendrick Bourne is a what? He is a highwayman, isn't he? Is he? He's a possession receiver
listen,
who knows how to play the position. Correct.
listen. I'm not hyping up their receivers. I told you 5 minutes ago, I don't put the value on KC's receivers like you do.
So once again, I'm just saying, you take Kendrick Bourne, Jawan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, and Chiefs castaway Demarcus Robinson.
No, I don't take them over them, but I'm not saying the gap ain't that far to me.
The gap is that far.
You think so? I don't think so.
You all right? Well, let's lean on something you did like stats. Kendrick Bourne's played in 12 games. He's got 31 catches. Juwan Jennings has played in 11 games. He's got 41 catches. Those are
Mm-hmm.
your leaders. Well,
What does
Rice,
McCaffrey? What's McCaffrey have?
he's got 80. He's got 80. That's your running back, though. That's your running back, though.
That's the
So
point I'm making.
I hear that. But my thing is this: when you talk about the receivers, this is just gonna be a Chiefs episode, y'all. We're not really gonna get to anything else. We're really not. We're really not. But Rasheed Rice has played in 6 games. He's got 42 catches.
Right,
Okay. Hollywood, as quiet he's been, he's got 41 catches.
right,
Worthy, as bad as he's been, he's got 35 catches.
right.
All my guys can do what the best of your one guy can do. Juwan Jennings, they all have better stats than him.
So
When I
if you
take a dude that I don't want, real quick, last thing, when I take a dude who I don't even want, Mr. First Down, as y'all have said, Juju,
Mhm.
he is our one, two, three, four, fifth leading receiver with his 26 catches. Okay.
Okay,
That's
now
your Niners' second receiver.
if you give Andy Reid his pass catching back out of the backfield like McCaffrey,
Yeah.
he would have 65, and all those dudes catches would be down by 10,
But
just
that's
like the
not,
Niners got.
Yeah,
no,
that I was
no,
gonna
don't.
bring it up. I was like,
You're
the
going
argument.
to,
I
you're,
like Charles. Your argument's not really fair because it's a difference. It's a whole different offense over there.
That's what I'm
It's an
saying
entirely different offense over
because
there.
they have that.
So the argument. And I'm a Chiefs fan, but it's an entirely different offense over there. You put let's swap them, and the stats would you it's gonna those our receivers would have dramatically less. These
I
same
don't
receivers.
agree. I don't agree.
It's
I don't agree. They're better players. They're factually better drafted, rated players. They're physically faster players.
I think you're digging into the stats because you can
I'm
have a
not
lot of
digging into
stats and
anything.
still be
You
bad.
know who Kendrick Bourne is. When has Kendrick Bourne ever been a good a top, a good? He has never been anything but a good number two. He is a possession receiver with average speed. He has size. That's it.
We can arguably say the same thing about your boy Hollywood.
You
We can
cannot.
arguably say the same
Hollywood
thing
has
about
been a number
Hollywood.
one. Hollywood has been an undersized number one receiver, young, and he still was able to produce with an inaccurate Lamar Jackson
At times.
at times.
At
He is
times.
he is 5'9", 180.
And
His
look at the
best year,
quarterback. Yeah,
real quick.
look at compare the quarterbacks too.
Lamar Jackson in 2021 was not a dot, and
I'm
he
talking
had
about
91
Francisco.
catches for 1,000 yards. Who
I'm
was
talking about
next
San
to him?
Francisco and Kansas City right now. So
All right, now, all right. We have a question because it's picking and choosing. Talent now does not matter. It's about the offensive schemes.
talent and offensive schemes matter.
So
My point,
go
my
ahead.
point I'm making the whole time is a pass catching running back. I've been saying this since week 2.
I'm with that, but what I'm
McCa-
saying is this:
you put McCaffrey with the Chiefs, he still has 60 to 80 catches, and all those guys have 10 to 20, 10 to 15 less.
if I pull up, if I just type in who's his favorite running back of all time?
Who
Who?
Andy Reid?
Andy's, yeah.
You can use Darren Sproles, you can
I
use
don't want Darren
Westbrook, you
Westbrook.
can use
We'll use Brian Westbrook.
Shady, you can use Shady.
Shady, yeah, I think Shady was probably the most productive under him.
All right, y'all keep it going. We can't wait for it. Keep it going
So
because
what
here's
I'm
the
saying
deal.
is, with the way the offensive line have been struggling and all that this year, um, because what was it
Go
a
ahead.
couple years ago? He used the running backs a little more when he brought in what's his name from San Francisco. Um, he was a pass catching running back, slight, really fast though. He was a
And
special team. You know who I'm
who we
talking about?
talking about? What team?
For the Chiefs.
We got him. They got him from the 49ers.
He played for the 49ers. He played for the Vikings. He was a
Oh, you
running
talking
back.
about McKinnon?
But he was using him. He
Yeah,
was catching a lot of balls
yeah,
out
he
of the
was our
back.
third down. But yes, definitely. Here's my
That's what
thing.
I'm saying.
Shady's best season when he ran for 1,600 yards. Deshaun Jackson had 82 catches. Riley Cooper, aka
Yeah.
uh average receiver. Oh, I forgot he was racist too. That's what you
Yeah.
was going. I was actually gonna call him who's the Niners number two receiver. That's what I was gonna call. I was gonna give him that. I forgot he's racist. I don't even want to do dude like that.
Yeah.
They had two tight ends in Selleck and Zach Ertz for
Right.
60 catches, and Jason Avant, not the singer, had 38. So once again, talent, Deshaun Jackson got his numbers. Riley Cooper, who was a possession receiver at best, Jason Avant, who was a possession receiver at best, had comparable numbers. I'm telling you, they are not Rice. They are not what they want worthy to be. Hollywood's different. I do believe, yeah, Hollywood would be a 30 reception guy, only because of Travis Kelsey's name. If I just keep going through his teams, I'm telling you, when he's got receivers, you have to respect receivers as far as a West Coast offense. Remember, first off, he's running the West Coast offense. We watched it. As a San Francisco fan who coming up back then, you were still the receivers are going to get their numbers, and the running back's going to be around 50 catches. That's what's going to happen in the West Coast offense. One more time. LaShawn McCoy played all 16 games. He had 300 carries. He had 28 catches. You know why? Because you remember who Jeremy Maclin was. He had
Yeah.
talent. He had 85 catches. Remember
Yeah.
what Jordan Matthews was starting to do, right? He had 60 catches. Your boy Darren Sproles, he had 40. Zach Ertz had 58. Riley Cooper had 55. You know what that means? Your offense with talent, your running back can eat because he let two running backs eat. Because if I take the numbers, that's 68 catches for your running back, right?
Chuck, you
That's good
making my
enough for
point.
second. That's good enough for third.
You making my point for me. All these teams you're naming receivers, and you're also naming big physical middle of the field guys that the Chiefs don't have. That's my point here. They need. I just said, can you go 5 yards in and get a first down?
Yeah.
That's
Hollywood ain't.
that's what the
Hollywood ain't.
Hollywood.
Hollywood ain't. Not to me. Not to me. You
Neither is
said it.
now Rice. Rice the only one that can. What's his name is gonna get hurt again if you running him across the middle.
Worthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Hollywood too. He
yeah.
brittle too.
Chuck, that's my point. Chuck, you're making my
He's been
point.
here
You're
all
naming
I
year.
know he
guys.
brittle. You
No,
don't
no,
Chuck,
he's
want
Chuck,
been
he
here
ain't
all
brittle.
year. He took 1 year. He took him 1 year to get back, and once he got back, he was fine. He played. He at the end of last year to this year, he ain't been hurt. So no, he got hurt one. He's been hurt twice. I
so
mean,
you're
yes,
naming you're
he's a little bit.
naming
He's
you're
he's
naming
not
these teams.
hurt. He's not hurt. And here's what's gonna go off on me. He's not hurt because he don't have the he's not a possession receiver.
He's
So
not a
how you gonna
possession.
get hurt if you don't have the ball? You
That's
can't get
fine.
hurt if the ball. Yeah.
That's not.
They need
He's not playing the role. He's not playing the role that I foresaw this offense taking. I don't think it's Hollywood's fault though. Hollywood was supposed to be fourth in the pecking order, right?
Yep.
At best. So I am not mad for injuries and everything else and the offense and now the record being what it is and them looking. I don't know. I know is this. This episode name should have been something else. It ended up being the showdown for the Chiefs. That's cool.
Oh,
But
in our text group, we said, do we have a man beater in the receiver group? And we all said no.
it's a technicality. It's a technicality, but I mean, I still no. It is a no. because Rice ain't there with route running. Worthy can run routes. He's not physical enough.
Point.
Hollywood's not winning. He's not a number one because he can't beat a number one corner consistently. I
Right.
think he could. I think he actually could eat out of the slot. I really do, because unless you're playing a team good enough that they've got a good enough outside receivers, they can put a good receiver. I think the dude can play.
Who
I
can run out of the slot?
Hollywood.
Who?
Hollywood.
Oh,
I
good.
think he's best as a slot receiver for us. But I'm looking at I'm especially with these all these bunch sets, like you can't really press the Chiefs a lot. Like if you look at them, they're not losing press coverage; they're losing down the field and stuff like that. They're losing in zones. Like I I I, I can't find three plays to where what we saw in the preseason, where somebody like we had, the best coverage I ever seen on Worthy so far this year that looked physical was in training camp when Odu just threw him down. I haven't seen him beat up on these routes. I see them losing down the field in the sense that he's getting physically bumped out of bounds. I see Hollywood, especially 3 games ago when Pat threw the interception to Boy on the sideline. But like I said, that was a bad pass. I'm comfortable with saying, well, that's Hollywood not being good. Cool, but Pat should have never threw that ball. So like
Right.
I said, some of this, it's fine. I'm cool with everybody's choices with this. I can't overlook Kelsey's a Hall of Famer, so I'm not going to say he doesn't matter to our offense. But in the sense of what our offense could look like with just a good tight end, I don't think we're predicated on necessarily a tight end. And I've never been a fan of an offense. Like I always used to hate that Tony G was going to lead our team. I always wanted Bo to be good. I always wanted, Morton when he came over from the Detroit Lions to be good. I always wanted a number one. Eddie Kennison was good for a while. I always wanted somebody to step up and not have to pin on tight end, because where I was from, your tight end best he can be is Novacek or somebody and be a really great number three. You know what I'm saying? But that's not my thing, because he's never the fastest guy on the field unless you're
Right.
in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe
Hold on.
Brock Bowers might be.
We got to go back 19 minutes. You said Noah Gray's a top 10 tight end.
I said if you made him a starter, I bet he'd be a top
Oh,
10 tight end.
okay. I was tripping.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know he didn't just call Noah Gray
No,
a top.
no, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I think if Noah Gray was a starter, I think he could be a 60 catch tight end. I don't think he's a game breaker. No,
But
I think he's your typical good tight end.
bro, the top 10 tight ends now are getting 90 to 110 now, though.
Not the top 10. Not the top 10. That is, I mean, that is the biggest stretch ever. Remember, Kelce is still number 2 in the league in receptions and tight ends. Your boy down in Arizona, yes, he's going to be a 100 catch dude again, McBride.
Just be he's like that just because of injuries, because Kittle and Bowers and all these dudes been hurt. He's only number 2 because of injuries.
All right,
Kittle,
that's 4.
Bowers, Arizona, Green Bay, Detroit. That's
No, Green Bay's receivers are supposed to be better than that. You know that. Christian
no Green Bay,
Watson and Romeo Dobbs, they're supposed to. I'm not going to take one of these tight ends over receivers.
bro. Green Bay's number 1 tight end who's out for the season is a stud.
He's better than Christian Watson should be if he's healthy.
I'm not comparing him. I'm just telling you what he is as a tight end.
No, but what I'm saying is this. Like I said, it's these nuances that make it sound like an argument that it's not. I am with you, man. I love dude down in Detroit. I think he's spectacular. Like,
Chicago,
yeah,
Indianapolis,
I think Loveland's gonna grow up. Warren's already good
Evan
right
Evan
now.
Ingram. Y'all forget
Evan
about
Ingram.
Evan Ingram.
Evan Ingram's always he made me mad because I always liked Evan Ingram. He had one good year in the Giants, then he went to Jacksonville, had one good year, and he turned back to Evan Ingram. There's a lot. They got to be consistent year. And right now, McBride is being consistent year in and year out. Hot TJ Hawkins. I used to love TJ Hawkinson. So, like I said, I am not getting
That's
away
not TJ
from.
Hawkinson's fault. That's that you see that team.
And I think
That's
he's
not his
not.
fault.
I don't think he got back. He was already old when he hurt his knee. I don't know
Yeah.
if he's still TJ Hawkinson. But no, because now we're getting tight end comps. Yes, there are a lot of good tight ends in the league. But I still think when you go to their teams, no matter who it is, if you've got Amar St. Brown, if you've got a real receiver, in the pecking order, you're just going to be crazy if you're just loving down a tight end. I think deep down there is about five every year who, you're a 4.5, 4.6 dude. You're physical, you can catch, you're athletic. Yes, they are difference makers. But even then, unless you don't have a good number one, he's your second best receiver at best. Because you still remember he's a tight end. So in essence, you at times he still got to fake this blocking stuff y'all talked about. You know what I'm saying? So there's delay routes. There's a bunch of variances that we can get into. But I will say this real quick because we're done. Um, Coming up next week, we are going to get back to the AFC West. Just giving you guys some numbers that we can go over. Buffalo is second on offense. The Pats are seventh on offense. Denver is 12th on offense. For defense, some things that stand out. The Texans are clear and cut number one. The Chargers happen to be third in defense, even though, yes, I know with their quarterback might be out, it might be big trouble. And the Broncos are fifth in defense. The Chiefs, for perspective, are fifth in overall offense and ninth in overall defense. Just some things. Real quick before we end the show, guys. Mine was Pats Rams. We won't get into why. That's my Super Bowl prediction. My
What's your prediction?
uh,
Pats
what was it?
Rams.
Pats Rams.
Okay.
I got Pats Seahawks. Pats take it.
I didn't pick winner.
Okay. Y'all gonna laugh when I make this pick.
I'm not.
At my AFC pick, you're gonna laugh. I'm going San Francisco, Buffalo.
San Francisco win Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. That's all good.
Okay.
Somebody
Um,
else, somebody else beats the Rams, and we'll take care of whoever else in the NFC.
I got you. Um, say your teams again. You had Seahawks in there, and you had to. Okay.
Pats versus Broncos. Pats take that. Seahawks versus Eagles. Seahawks go. Pats take the bowl.
Woo wee.
What? Pats Super Bowl winner?
Yep. He said Pat
Pats.
will winner.
Okay, well he
Yeah.
screwed me on that.
Pats beat the Seahawks in the 21-23.
All right. So
Ricky Pearsall getting healthy. We in there, boy.
Uh, next week we will get to the NBA. Actually, some things are shaking out. Size Knicks are surging. They got 4 games in a row. We're going to get to this KU business. Everybody should appreciate this. Ended up being the Showdown, aka the Chiefs episode. So I think that's what I was going to call it. That was some good stuff, Si. Hey, Mark. You know what I'm saying? You had a lot of ref. Next time, don't be. I'm not gonna hit you with a stray. Jump in there a little more because I felt like Sai had to take this L all on his own, and I think he, I see like he set you up, Sai.
I try. I
He
was
said
like, hey,
he
hey,
like
hey.
he knew you was messing
That
with. He
was
was
that
like, I don't know.
because we were
He
doing
sat
too
back
much.
because he was like, man, Si got this by himself.
Yo, you thought you did. No, that's the thing about it. Like you had all like I was so proud of the confidence. I was like, man, this dude just like he's just pep. You was hey, what's
Because he
embarrassing
made me
about it?
step back. Because I was gonna jump in. He made me like I was like, well, wait a minute.
You know what's embarrassing on
I had
both
to
of us because
let
I
me think of
respect
some
you. If
numbers.
you remember early on when we first started cabling together, I didn't run as good as I thought. I had to play it down. I just remember we was the back running routes. I thought I was gonna clean Cy up. So Cy actually could play some ball and stuff. He's a very good athlete. But here's the embarrassing part about it, man. We was just paws walking through each other's blows. He was just because I'm saying, hey, you nobody ever wavered. You know what I'm saying? You was with it. It was like body blow. It's like, dude, that's
I can
nothing.
interject
That's
a little
nothing. I
bit.
got an ab lounge in there.
I
Like,
can throw in a what if. I was there for the what ifs.
yes, yes.
yeah,
No, I wasn't. No, you was kind of over in this corner. I'm not mad. I'm not mad though. You was over there. You was over there. I imagine you with a towel. You didn't need it. But anyway, hey, it's
Y'all
been great.
be offended. Y'all not gonna be offended if I wear my Kaepernick jersey on
Do
air,
it.
right?
Do it.
Okay.
Do it. We'll start the game. You can stand back there and you can do the knee. I'll even let you throw the fist up if you want. How was everybody's Thanksgiving, Mark?
Oh, it was great, great. Over mom's house, like normal. It really, I ate as more as I can handle, and then some. Took
Best
away a
dish.
couple no trays. That was all good.
Best dish.
Oh, best dish. Mine is always. I'm a dressing guy, so if I could, that's a meal by itself to me.
Got
So
you. Si?
It was great. Chilled out with the fam. Best dish was my wife's green beans. They just get me. They
Oh,
get me.
all right, all right. Yeah, mine was also well with the fam. Mine was dressing. I'm with you. Shout out to Juan. Juan, he makes the family dressing. You know, Mom Dukes. You know, she gave it up. You know, she stopped with it. But man, sis can make a really, but Juan makes our makes the dressing for us for the group meals. So it was great. So, anything else for anybody?
Nope.
I'll be going down to Atlanta this weekend, celebrate birthday with a homie from the military. We're gonna go check out the Falcons and the Hawks play. So
Oh,
Hawks are gonna
cool.
play Denver, and then I don't know who the Atlanta's gonna lose to, but um I think it who's Atlanta playing this week? I had to look it up. Anyway, it don't matter. They're gonna lose. But
Check
I'm just going down there, chill out with him, good times. I'm do some on the field scouting for y'all. So
to watch
yeah,
Jalen
I want
on them triple doubles.
yeah.
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 All
Also,
right.
we tried to get tickets to the Georgia and Alabama game, but they're ridiculous.
No.
So
Damn.
yeah.
All right. Well, safe travels, man. And it's been a great show. Great debating. Myrick, next time I'm gonna find some. I'm gonna put you out there against Cy. You know, for because y'all can't. You know, what I'm saying y'all really. You know, it is. It's hard to kind. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to hold this down. But hey, Cy, you did great.
Myrick,
Everybody
he
did
feeling
great.
some type of way, Myrick, because he know I got him. He feels
My,
some type.
I think so.
thank,
I
thank
think
for the
so.
chip in. That's
It was
cool.
a
That's
B.
cool. That's cool. Hey, hey,
If
hey, hey.
review the tape, review the tape. It's a B to sweat.
Hey, everybody wants to be king, but it's cool. Hey, right, much respect. Side, good dude. Hey, this has been the RSB. We out.